Is obviously a curated space, but I think it's up to the content creator to create that narrative. So for me, there are, like, if you go to my page, you see that it's curated. It's a lot of pink on there, a lot of, showing me on red carpets and that sort of thing. But I may pop on live with no makeup and have a genuine conversation with people. But to answer your question, I do think it is a sense of, you said, what was the wording part again? Reality, or?
Does it give a false sense of reality?
I do think so.
Right.
And because I do come from a marketing background, I know for sure. But it just depends on the story you're trying to tell.
Gotcha. All right, Robbie, do you find it hard to disconnect from content creating since you're doing it so much?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Because I can't turn off my phone and get away from social media, but my ideas still keep going, so I have to write it down, literally like write it down in my notebook, and it just like, my brain just keep going. But like to get away from social media, yes, but get away from creating, no.
All right, Jalen, when life is overwhelming and you're on the road going, content creating, branding your marketing, your branding and everything like that, how do you tap back in and pour into yourself?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Honestly, Pinterest. Y'all heard of Pinterest?
Yes.
Yes, Pinterest. So whenever I feel very, very overwhelmed, guys, like I'm a fashion head, so all I do is I look at outfits. Outfits make me feel good. Outfits make me feel happy. I be looking at outfits, I look at how people dress, and yeah, I just tap in, and that's kind of how I like pour into me, because it sets me back from social media because I'm on it so much. I'm constantly on it, I'm constantly creating content, so I just have that me time to just do what I kind of feel like it. But I think Pinterest really kind of like gets my brain out of the like real world. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I would say Pinterest.
Now this one is open. Whoever gets me first. What do you guys feel about the cancel culture? Because it seems like when you look on social media, you have these different people in the spotlight who really don't, we have freedom of speech, but do we really have freedom of speech because it's so easy to get canceled?
Okay, so for cancel culture, I don't know, I feel like we live in a society where nobody has an opinion anymore, and they take an opinion as like disrespect. But I think you are allowed to have an opinion, and just from all the things that's happening, like, with like Kyrie, you guys know what's happening with Kyrie, you guys know what's happening with all that stuff. I personally believe that like you are allowed to have a certain type of opinion as long as it's not something that is hurting somebody, and you just have to stand your ground, like stand 10 toes on how you feel, right? I feel that way all the time. Like if there's something that I truly believe in, I will stand 10 toes on that. But the society will try to project you into thinking otherwise, but you are allowed to feel how you feel about something certain as long as it's not, disrespecting the audience. And that's how I pretty much feel. But again, sometimes people will try to like piggyback also. So they'll piggyback and be like, oh, I apologize. But no, stand 10 toes on how you feel. Like you're allowed to have an opinion. This is a free world. You're allowed to say what you gotta say. And that's just how I feel about it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I noticed that I get the most views when I speak my opinion or speak my perspective, because everybody comes from different backgrounds, whether it's economically, sexual orientation, race, gender, whatever it is. But I feel like that's what my audience likes to hear. Honestly, I think that's what a lot of people come to the internet to hear. They want to hear what they were thinking all along. Don't you feel that? Like people, you say it, but they were thinking it, but you said it, and so then they, like you said, they chime in on it. Right, they're afraid to say it, but you become that talking head on social media that had the guts to say it. A lot of my audience on social media are women, and when I look in the comments, they were like, oh my gosh, like I was feeling that way. And I'm like, well, social media was here all along, but it takes a special person to actually hop on that platform and actually tell the truth and say what needs to be said. I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of things that I haven't said because there's crazy people out in this world. So there's certain things that I'm not gonna say just yet. Maybe I will say it, but right now I won't. Right, I'm gonna just keep it hush, because some things, maybe later, and timing, maybe I'll say it.
I stay getting, I done turned the mic off, but I stay getting banned on TikTok. I'm on my last account order right now.
Yeah, I just feel like cancel culture just lame as hell, and it's just, I don't know, we in the times where everybody's just so fucking sensitive, and it's just, And then even if you speak on that, you still get canceled. And I'm like, okay. So my opinion is just, I don't know. It's hard. It's no more such thing as freedom of speech, obviously, unless it's cool. Unless it's popular, unless it's trending to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's just lame as hell.